Welcome back, traders. Today we're diving into two powerful concepts in forex trading, right? So we'll be talking about order block and order flow. Okay, understanding these two can seriously level your market analysis and decision making. I won't even gonna lie, every trader out there, listen, if you don't understand order flow and you don't understand order block, man, what are you trading? All right, so we're gonna be breaking it. Okay. So what exactly are order blocks and what exactly are order flow, and how do they differ? I'll break it down. All right, I'll break it down. So basically, an order block is a price area where smart money like banks and institutional traders place significant amount of trade orders, like buy and sell trade orders. All right, and these zones are often referred to as a strong move when price pauses or consolidates around those axes. All right, and why is because institutions accumulate and distribute their position before time. Okay, remember I said something in my classes before. I said it is time before price. All right, so while you are asleep, these people are taking their stakes in the market. Okay, so simply put, order blocks act like supply and demand zones. Okay, and then when price revisits this area, it often reacts two things: it's either bounce or it breaks. All right, that's why you have a strategy like break and retest strategy. So it gives you, the trader, the clue about the potential direction of the market. Okay, so order blocks are like support and resistance zone. Okay, supply and demand zone. So when in forex, if you say supply and demand zone, you also mean support and resistance zone also. Okay, so don't complicate the two, although if you go in context you can see a major difference between the two, but you know it means the same thing, obviously. All right, now an order flow is a real-time analysis. Another flow is a real-time analysis of buy and sell orders hitting the market almost at the same time. All right, it's about watching the actual orders come in. So I think one is past, one is present. All right, order block has happened. All right, so another flow is about to happen or is happening already. So one is like a present. All right, so it's almost like peeking behind the curtain to see the market's backstage. All right, you see the action of the market, the way it's happening. Now another thing I needed to know about this is that order block talks about historical data where institutions and big banks have acted from in the past. You can refer to it and you can see it clearly and mark out your zones. But order flow is telling you the data of the market in real time as it's happening. You are seeing the move, you are seeing the price is coming in. That's why when you go to the news, sometimes you will see a specific amount of order coming in when Powell is having a speech. All right, when a major economic news, like for instance, take for instance this current US attack on Iran right now, as at the time I'm doing this video, all right, as at the date I'm doing this video, there was an attack on the Iranian soil, all right, from the US. Now if you go to the market, and this happened early eve of the Saturday morning, right, if you go to the chart, and it been this was a trading day, if you go to the chart, you will see a major move in the market. Either the US is losing momentum, the US currency is losing momentum, or something would happen. You would see that there is a major move in the market. Because why? When economic news like this takes place, investors are usually scared. They are usually scared of their investments, so they try to seek a safe haven. And that is why you can see a commodity like gold and Euro USD spiking up at this premium time right now. All right, so you can see that whatever happens in forex, whatever happens to the world at large or the big market at large, affect the forex market directly. So as a trader, one of the key to being profitable is spending less time on the chart and paying more attention on interpreting economic data, on interpreting economic events. Because if you don't have this idea, come on, man, you just be on the chart and you'll be losing money. All right, so now back to what I was saying. I made reference to this because of the historical data fact. All right, so back to the lecture now. Okay, now I want to tell you what happens when you combine the both. When you combine order flow and you combine order block, first you have to identify the key order, identify the key order blocks to know where smart money is likely to lock in. If you come to your chart, which I will show you briefly, right, if you come to your chart, you first of all go and mark out your area of order blocks. you can always notice a clusters of the same candle, 3 candle, 4 candle. The last candle before the clusters becomes your order block. So long as it broke structure, so long as there was a market structure shift. Okay, I use order flow to confirm if those zones are being respected or broken in real time. This combination can help you enter trades with higher confidence and margin risk. Listen, let me just say it straight. All right, guys, if you're a trader out there, I want to tell you how you can use order block in combination with order flow. All right, and this simple combination will change your trading results forever. Okay, when you go to your chart, quickly identify an area of order block using historical data. All right, check clusters of candles that broke structure, that had a market structure shift. All right, identify the origin of that order block. If it's closer to a key zone, the better for you. All right, it adds to the complex. All right, now you use order flow to wait in real time to see if those zones are respected or if it's being disrespected. If you merge these two, bet me your trading result is going to change, because you're using historical data and you're using real-time data, and you have to wait for confirmation and then you take your trade. That is the power of combining order flow and order block. All right, so let's still go into the lecture quickly. Now I saved the best for the last. All right, and if you don't follow this lecture from the beginning, you might not understand how far I've come. All right, I'm trying to break down the mystery behind order block and order flow. Okay, for any beginner trader out there, understanding these two concepts makes the difference. Okay, now if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, follow the channel for more. You'll be the first to be notified when my next video comes up. Okay, I want to now break down order flow trading. Like I said, order flow, simply put, is the actual buying and selling happening in the market when traders place orders, whether market orders, limit orders, or stop orders. Okay, and once it hit the market, the price move. While order block is a historical data based on institutional move before. Okay, but one thing I've come to realize about order flow trading is that it requires you watching this activity physically. You have to be present on your chart to really know. Like those of you that come to chart and you don't spend time to really, wait for price to play out before you know your next move. Like if you move before price, you hit a sell. So you first of all wait, allow the price to reveal where it's going. That means you're consuming order flow data in real time. All right, for those of you that like to trade the small time frame, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, when you come to the chart, you don't just jump to put out the trade. You have to wait, mark out zones, some POIs. How many 30 minutes are there in 4 hours? Let's say you want to trade a 4-hour candle, or let's say you want to trade a 2-hour candle. You have like 30 minutes in 2 hours candle. So why don't, when you come to the chart, you take up like an hour and observe price, observe that POI. Once you observe it closely, right, you didn't act before price. So once price come there and give you the confirmation, of course you will likely hit your TP. So the problem with most traders is impatience. The problem with most traders is that they don't have the discipline to wait for their setup to play out before they actually press a buy and sell button. Okay, so why is order flow trading so powerful? Why order flow trading is so powerful? Okay, why do so many professional traders swear by order flow? Because it simply gives you massive edge over traditional technical analysis. It gives you massive edge. Order flow trading alone is enough to get you consistently profitable. All right, now instead of guessing based on past price or indicators, order flow lets you see the actual supply and demand when the volume is coming in and the zones is respecting while it's coming in. So that's why order flow trading is so powerful. There's no professional trader out there right now that does not use order flow trading. Now there are some tools. There are 3 main tools that traders use when trading order flow. All right, so I could tell you that order block, time and sales, and volume profiling. These are the 3 major tools that is involved in order flow trading. Okay, now order block shows buy and sell that has happened before. It tells you where the liquidity is stacked. once you observe it closely, order block tells you the next liquidity that price is likely to go for. Okay, and at the time and sales, it shows you the flow of the market as it hits the book. You can see whether buyers and sellers are dominating. If you come now to the market that you want to use order flow trading, once you mark out your order block, the next thing you check is your time equaling the volume of sales coming in. That's how you can determine if the buyers are in control or the sellers are in control. If buyers are aggressive, you trade in the zone, you trade in the moment. And that's what Mark Douglas was trying to say in his book, Trading in the Zone. When you come to the market, what are you seeing? Yes, you've had your analysis. Yes, you've made the plan. But now you're there. You're seeing the confirmation. This is what happens. Oh, I use myself as an example. This thing has happened to me before. I just remember this thing has happened to me before. So back in those days when I come to the chart, but when I make analysis, I will just be glued to the analysis. How amazing the analysis is. I'll just be fantasizing about it, like, oh, okay, you know, the way you draw the chart, the way you make the candles look so nice and all. It sometimes is messing with your head. You might think that because you drew few lines that market is meant to obey you. No, it doesn't work that way, right? So trading in the zone is trying to let you know that, see, yes, there's a trader's mindset, but once you come to the market and you're seeing what is happening in the market that is going against what you planned, man, you either trade right there in the moment, be in the zone, or you walk away. It's not your trading day. Okay, so don't be deceived by how amazing your analysis look. Once the market is proving that analysis to be validated, man, you go for it. But what is invalidated, you have to cancel the plan. You have to move with the flow. All right. So yeah, for a lot of traders out there that don't like to be wrong, this one is for you right now. Okay, volume profile gives you a visual representative or a visual volume traded at each price level to identify where big buying and selling happens. So it gives you, volume trading gives the traders an edge to determine the point where the big institutions are heaping their orders, the price range where most of the orders are being distributed to. Okay, because everybody comes to the chart at different times. It's not like there's a particular market you go and they'll say, okay, every trader come to the desk right now. No, it doesn't work that way. Everybody trade according to their time, according to their freedom, according to their schedule. Do you get? But the institute, they are there full time, so that's why they are there before you come to the market. Oh, they must have placed their orders different places. They will hide their orders, you know, as some cool order block zones. And of course, retail traders, you don't have much capital, so you use 1 hour POI, you use 30 minutes POI, you use 4 hours. 4 hours self in the eyes of smart money, 4 hours is just like, oh, it's even very small. Okay, so that's why you are hitting SL back to back. Not that you're not a good trader, but you don't know the next liquidity. You don't know. Or sometimes when you take a trade, you leave the trade too long and you become the next liquidity. Some of you is still greed that is causing the problem, not that you don't know how to trade. Okay, trading is all about being sharp to know when is enough to pull out and define your trading style. If you are a scalper, then be a scalper. If you are a day trader, then be a day trader. If you don't know the differences, you can go down to my previous videos. I took my time, I taught fundamentals of forex. I took you guys from the journey up now to this level. Okay, you can go, you understand how a scalper should think and how a day trader should think and how a swing trader should think. All this contributes to your results. Okay, don't turn your short trade to a swing trade. It's bad. You're using the wrong POI. It's gonna hit. And if you are too busy that you can't monitor what's happening on the chart while you put some short trades, man, you have to just set alarm, set your stop order, make sure you have everything automated. Okay, so trading requires sharp decision making because the market is here to trick you. It's trying to mess with your normal logical mind. Okay, that's what they do. That's what the smart monies they do. If it's that easy, everybody would have been profitable. Okay, so you have to be that sharp and you have to know when to surrender. You can't fight with the market. You have to know when to surrender your yourself and move with the flow. The trend is your friend. I struggle with that phrase. The trend is your friend in Forex. I really struggled to assimilate the meaning of the trend is your friend. It took me a while to now really understand that, okay, the trend is actually your friend. Until it's not. And when it's not your friend, it's going to prove it just once. And you will not know that, okay, there's a market structure shift. This market is changing direction. Okay? So you can be wrong once and still continue and make back your profit. You get? So the trend is your friend. So back to the lecture, right? Why is order flow so important? I just told you professional traders use it in real time as compared to other traditional techniques alone. Okay? Now instead of guessing the POIs, all right, it lets you see the actual movement around your supply and demand area. Okay, so that's that. And how to read real-time data. Okay, I told you there are 3 tools you use in reading real-time data of order flow, and that's order block, and that's using time and sales, and that's using the volume profile. All right, right now I'm going to give you 4 steps you can use order flow trading. Okay, 4 quick steps on how to use order flow trading. 1, you choose a good order flow platform. All right, popular ones, you can choose NinjaTrader, ETS, Serial Chart. You can use any of those plugins, but I'm not a fan of plugins though. I'm not a big fan of plugins, but for those of you that can use that to read data, you can use that to read your data. All right, and then you learn the basics of order book, tape reading, and volume foot profile. If you can read that, tape reading and footprint charts, read that. You learn the basics of order flow. Practice by watching live market without risking real money, and notice how order flow behaves around support and resistance during news. This one is very important. You practice watching live market, right, without risking real money. That's demo. Now you notice how order flow behaves around support and resistance during news. I have to mark that one very well. Combine order flow with your existing strategy for better timing and risk management. And if you follow these steps I've listed here, you're gonna be a profitable trader. I promise you, up on this channel, every trader matters. Every trader matters. All right. I remain your boy, Educational FX, and don't forget, if you want a one-on-one coaching, you can always reach out on YouTube, on TikTok. If you need anything, if you want to get in touch with me, just leave a DM. I want to be part of your trading journey. I want to know how it's going. All right. Sometimes it's a lonely road. I used to tell traders, look for somebody that understands your journey. Look, as a trader, have somebody that understands your journey. It takes someone that understands your journey to motivate you. It takes someone that understands your journey to really understand what you're going through at your trading journey. All right. So trading has a 5 level, and this 5 level, every trader must pass through it. It has the advanced level, that's the top level. Okay. It has the novice level, that's the beginner's level. There's the intermediate level. Okay. And there's that other professional level that you feel like, oh, okay, you figured it out. That's where you begin to have some edge. So these are different levels of trading. All right. So usually between 1 to 5 years, it happens like this. So what level are you, and who is part of your journey? Okay. A lot of traders are frustrated right now. A lot of traders are depressed. They're not seeing the results they want. All right. They're trying to force the process. Because why? They don't even have a social network of people that are ahead of them in the game to really, speak life into them when they're down. So that's why this academy, King's Clan Academy, is here. All right. I just want to be part of you guys' journey. Right. Let's grow the community. I want to understand where your trading errors are coming from, and we'll help you draft a schedule on how you can battle yourself. Battling with the market, the battle is within yourself. If you conquer yourself, strategy means nothing. Once you can conquer yourself as a trader, once you can tell yourself, okay, these are the rules I set for myself, and I'm going to follow these rules no matter what. Okay. And you have to submit yourself. A lot of traders don't want to bring themselves into mentorship. They don't want to bring themselves to submit themselves under a tutor or someone that is ahead of them. And sometimes it's not really their fault though. Most of the people that are ahead of them, they are not reachable. Okay. So I understand from that point. All right. So